Hey everybody, I got another video. I know, a couple videos in less than a week. Look at that. I'm on a roll. It's like, I don't know, midnight. I was gonna go to bed and then I had the urge to do some art journaling. And since I was coming in here to mess with my art journal, I figured I would show you guys. This is my journal. I made it myself out of recycled cardboard, like packaging, like this kind of stuff. Oh, you're wobbling. I'm sorry. I hit my camera mount. Like this weight, cereal boxes, that's an ATG package. Granola bars, ice cream, TV dinners, the whole nine. I save it all until I get a huge stash and then I stop saving and then I recycle it. So I made my book. I used the binding that Jenny Belly shows in one of her, I think it's a Christmas card journal tutorial book thing. I'll link the video. I don't know exactly what she called it. So that's the binding that I did. I just used some old leftovers of embroidery floss from embroidering and cross stitch and everything. The cover, some fabric, some scrap fabric that I had, and I double layered the cardboard for the cover to make it a little bit on the thicker side. It closes with ties, which I don't normally have tied, but I tied them so you guys could see. The inside cover is, I used Fun Foam from the dollar store. That here, this stuff here. And I just made some circles with a punch and I glued it down. Nothing fancy. The pages, I just cut sporadic pieces of cardboard. Some of them I painted to cover the packaging. Like this one was like a generic brand of Apple Jacks. Hot Cocoa was that one. This was a family size something or another. Chips Ahoy! Cookies! But yeah, it's just all recycled packaging. This one's Golden Grams. Swiss Miss. I didn't really paint them to like completely cover. I just didn't want the packaging to distract me from what I was doing. So I painted them all. I do, as you can see, I do have some pages here done. I'll show you that here in a minute. The first page I have here is a little pocket. I want to put some kind of closure here. This is where I keep my papers that I use to protect the edges. And I just keep those tucked in here. I carry it in here. So that's that little pocket. I'll eventually decorate the inside sometime. The outside is decorated with scratch paper, like stamping off and stuff like that. I have another pocket here. Don't know what for yet. I have some that are really thin pages, and then I have ones that are gigantic, and I have ones that have scalloped edges and spreads that don't go all the way across, and little banners here that I figured that I could write some kind of quote or something on for when I just have a few minutes to do a quick bit of journaling. So, and then some of it is painted and nothing else on. So I made this book ages ago and I just started using it within the last couple of months. So that is the book. It didn't take very long to make. I mean, it took time because I had to wait for all the paint to dry on the pages. And then some of them stuck together. So I just used a candle, like an unscented clear wax candle, to rub over it to take the sticky off, and it worked just fine. And they still paint just fine and glue just fine onto it. So I only have a few pages done. Let's see if I can find some. I have this one here, which says always be colorful. And yes, before you point out, I know colorful is spelled wrong. That is intentional. So I just wanted it to be goofy. Because, I mean, always be colorful. This here is just a die cut. It's a quick cuts die cut. I don't want to dig it out. And then some miscellaneous scrap paper, some gems. I did the green with a Studio G ink pad. The top part is used in... I made fingerprints with turquoise... hold on, I'll show you. Maybe not. My distress things have seemed to run away. Bear with me. I have 4 of them and they all ran away. I used Dusty Concord and peacock feathers, and then I just sprayed it down and swooshed it. So it was pretty simple. It was a quick one. I was getting ready to get married, so I didn't have a lot of time. As you can see, the date's the 11th. Oh, 9/11. That's terrible. So there's that page, and then this one I did here. It says, when will enough truly be enough? This here It's got so many layers on it, I couldn't even begin to tell you. I know it's sprayed some and dripped some with some homemade alcohol spray. And the letters, I actually used the inside of stencils. I was going to use the stencils themselves to stencil, and then I realized the pop-outs would work. Underneath, I have just a bunch of different words, if you can see some of them, of all the different things that I'm expected to get done in a day. And I was having a bad day because I was getting pulled in 15 directions, so I journaled, and it worked. And then I have, what else do I have done here? I know there's two more. I have this one here, which was just me playing. What was I playing with? Oh, I got new, I got my first dilution spray. I got them on clearance at Hobby Lobby. Again, ages ago. I haven't bought any craft stuff in months because the money just hasn't been there. I got fresh lime and London blue, and I was playing with them, and I just went to town. And this is the yellow with some new neons acrylic paints that I got that kind of suck, but I made it work. It's no stamp. I was just messing around, trying out some new products. And then this one I just did the other day. It's got masking tape for texture and pretty much everything old. I used pages from an old chemistry book and that sort of thing, so I only have 4 different areas done in here, but I'll get it finished eventually. And then I think the next one I might actually just buy one that is meant for like multimedia, watercolor and stuff like that. And and now I'm going to go and create another page of some sort. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. I do know I want to use this stuff here because I found it in my garage and it's sticky and it's wonderful. So I'll record it so you guys can watch. If I do recordings on my art journal pages, they're going to be voiceover or just music over, because when I do a page, I might put a layer on, walk away for 4 days, come back later. So I don't want to have to edit and cut and paste and remember what I was talking about and all that good stuff. So I'll just have music over top of them. And then if you guys have questions about products I'm using, you can just leave a comment. So, but I am off. Just a quick note, I don't jest on my pages. I have this concoction that I have here, which is just like powdered chalk and some white paint and glue. I just wanted something that was thick and goopy that would add texture. So sometimes I use this. Sometimes I don't. It just all depends on what I'm doing. I don't use gel medium. I use Mod Podge. This one, the bottle, it's actually just Elmer's glue by this point because I've been adding to it. I'll use this, which is glossy. I also have a matte Mod Podge somewhere around here. I don't use anything fancy. I don't use golden products or anything like that. I use cheapy craft paint. Like, let's see what we got here. I got some folk art, some, ooh, did you see that? I hope that was on frame. That was Skills. Got some apple barrel. Oh, that's apple barrel still. And then the newest ones are Craft Smart Neons, which these are very disappointing, but I got them 3 for $1, so it's not that big of a deal. I also use, on occasion, I'll throw some leather dye on there. My husband wanted to get into leather working, so I bought him a kit. It hasn't touched the kit, so I kind of cannibalized it. And then I have a bunch of these little watercolors, like things. I use these mostly to create sprays. Like, I have a ton of homemade sprays. I have watercolor sprays, acrylic sprays, alcohol sprays. I have this one here, which was supposed to be purple, but apparently red and blue food coloring mixed with rubbing alcohol makes brown. It'll spray, if you spray it on photo paper, it has like this copper patina effect. There's my chemistry book that I still paged out of. Let's see if I can find an example of what I'm talking about with that alcohol. Here we go. See, it almost looks like a patinaed effect. I don't know how I did it. My friend Debbie and I were sitting there messing with it, and I made orange no problem. Where's my orange? There's my orangey red color. And then I tried to purple, and it just went downhill, so don't know how it happened, but it was a good mistake. I'm blabbering now, so. But yeah, I use watercolors on occasion. I have some, I believe they're called heavy body acrylics, because they're like super thick, super thick. I had these from an old project that I had to do when I was in college. I had to create a color wheel, so that's what I have these from, and I'm just still trying to use them up. So, but that's pretty much what I do. I use basic, cheapy paintbrushes, which that one needs to be, was put back in the wrong location. I'll drop that in my water. basic. I have some Dollar Tree ones in there. I use a lot of sponges. I have those in another area. I have some fancier brushes, but I don't really use them all that much, obviously, because they're very clean. Palettes, the standard. I do have, real quick, I'll show you this before I cut the video off. That's my book. I'll close that up. I do take, when I created this, I created it with the express point of being able to travel with it, because I do all the driving in my house. My husband doesn't drive. My teenager is just getting ready to get her permit, so I'm the driver, and a lot of times I'm sitting in a parking lot for, you know, if my husband has a doctor's appointment or something. I sit out there bored, so I have this little kit that I put together. I got some cheapy adhesive dots, paint pens that I got on clearance, some craft scissors. These are the only stencils that I own. I know that's pathetic for an art journaler, but I make it work. Some smaller glue dots, beads, and then I've got some kind of paint concoction in that one. My glue, and I have Mod Podge in that one. Just some random stuff for making circles. This is actually fabric paint that I got for $1 at Joann's. It was on clearance, but it is awesome for making glitter. That's it right there. High concentration glitter. It doesn't go, and it doesn't like flake off the page, so it's great. I have a sewing kit because you never know when you're going to want to sew. And just random bits. And then over here I've got some permanent markers from the dollar store. A snow marker, a whiteout marker. And just, if I know I'm going to be sitting in the car for a while, if I'm waiting for someone to get done with an appointment, or if I ever have to pick my daughter from school, I go way early, so I'm not parked 6 blocks away from the school, so I have to sit there for a while. So I take it with me, and I'll doodle or something and keep myself entertained. So when I am art journaling at home, though, I very, very rarely use anything out of here, except for the markers. I will not use my markers that I use for scrapbooking on my art journal pages for the most part, just because it can ruin the nibs of them. But yeah, that's my little art journal kit and how I do things. And now I'm going to quit blabbering and stuff, wasting your guys' time. And I'm going to do an art journal page. So keep a lookout for that video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.